This is actually my very first own solo Facebook Live, although previously I have been invited as guest for several rounds already. In fact, my very first Facebook Live was done a few years back as guest for Dr. Joya to share my experience on how I use metaphysics to help my clients. That was many years ago. But I still have the video. If any one of you are interested to watch, it's just a short 20 minutes video. It's on my website. Later, I'm going to show my website so that you all can actually have a look later on after this is over. Yeah, my website is there. You all later can check it out. Okay. So, what do I do? Okay, who am I? For some of the people who do not really know me well, okay, let me start by introducing myself. All right. My name is actually Amanda Leong. I help my clients maximize their profit, make more money, improve their health and wealth and also develop their potential to the fullest using metaphysics. And I do profiling training, not DISC, not numerology, but profiling for success, my very own program. I have been practicing FengShui, metaphysics, and doing this training for the last 10 years after graduating from various FengShui and metaphysics mastery courses. I am also a HRDF certified trainer. All right, prior to this, I was the general manager of Europcar Malaysia. I hold professional marketing qualification and an MBA from University of Southern Queensland. Currently, I am a proud BNI member with 100 points for 13 months consecutively. How to activate and attract powerful people to help you, right? Definitely a very interesting topic and much needed in times like this to help you. Basically, there are 3 ways that we can use to do this, all right? So what are the 3 ways? Okay, the first way, in fact, is a very powerful way. In fact, the most powerful way also, one of them is through Feng Shui, of course, using Feng Shui. This is a real story, just happened recently because in less than a week ago, I actually tipped off some of my existing clients to get them to activate the so-called helpful people sector. And I expect to hear some good news, definitely in less than a week, really in time before this show, so that I have some stories to share with you all. All right. So actually, this is very interesting. She just texted me yesterday. All right. She told me prior to this, she has 2 vacant houses that has not been rented out for a while. Imagine during MCO, worse, right? But on one of it, in fact, actually need a fair bit of touch-up because the previous client left it in a mess. So some paint job and all that, definitely before it is possibly to be able to bring someone to view the house and rent it out. But guess what? All right. 2 days ago, the agent, her regular agent, called her. All right, call her because nobody can do anything, even though she has already engaged a contractor to quote for the house. Need to do some paint job, as I mentioned. All right. So the real estate agent found a tenant who wants to move in the next few days urgently, and the tenant so happened to be a contractor, all right, who has his own staff who can do paint job and all that. So the contractor, in fact, offered his service to do the touch-up of the whole house at a fraction of the price of what the previous contractor has quoted the owner. So, and it's just done deal like that. All right, in less than 1 week, we are talking about a house that is in a poor condition, need touch up and paint job before it's possibly to be rented out. But it is done deal. In fact, she said deposit has been collected. All right. So this is some of the things when I say helpful people. All right. It just the activation itself. All right. So it is, I would say, do you consider it a miracle or what? Right. Definitely it is real life cases. Of course, there are some other stories as well that I've heard, but I think I don't want to bore you with too many stories. The tips that I'm going to show you how to activate, okay, helpful people in times like this. All right. Thank you. All right. In year 2020, where is the helpful people sector? Anybody have any idea? Make a guess. You want to type which sector? make a guess? Anybody want to make a guess? Which sector is the helpful people sector this year? It is actually northeast. Okay, northeast. So how do you measure the sector? From the center of your house, okay? So of course you must know how to find the center point of your house. If it's a square or a rectangular house, it's definitely easier. If your house has an off shape, all right, so it's a little bit difficult to establish where is the center point. Right? From the center of your house, you measure, use your compass, although it's not the best tool. Of course, my Lopan, my professional FengShui compass is most accurate, but never mind, you just have to make do with whatever tool that you have. That is your handful compass. All right, northeast sector. All right, stand at the center, measure where is the northeast. All right. Okay, so that is the so-called helpful people sector. How do we activate it? For the people that know me, especially my clients, I do not sell any Feng Shui items. So you are not required to buy any Feng Shui items, not from me or anyone else. It's actually not really necessary to activate so-called good area of the house. So how do we do activation here? All right. So it is actually very, very simple. The easiest way is actively use the area. That means you can actually do work at the area. It's just like sometimes when I do so-called feng shui consult for my clients, of course that will be a little different. That will be more on based on the individual property. What I'm talking about 2020, yeah, and it only applies for the year 2020. The so-called helpful sector is in northeast, and to activate it, okay, it's very easy. Just utilize the area. Use the area. All right, some people very clever. I see some people putting light candle. All right, maybe these are the people who have been following some of my tips. Water purifier, yes. Okay, Keanu, very good answer. How to activate is call Amanda, yes. Okay. Anytime put Deborah to sing there. Yes. Wow, very good. So Deborah, find an office area to sing now. Okay. Use that spot more often. Correct, Paysan. Okay. Yeah. Put Marcus in there and play keyboard. Can also. Okay. Yeah. What if my area is my cabinet next to entrance? Okay, next to entrance. If it's entrance, then it's good. If it's next to entrance, then what you can do after you move in from the entrance, make sure you use the area lah. Okay, maybe put your key area there. What I teach some of my clients to do, put your key basket there. Then make sure after you enter from your house there, you go into the office area, put your key there. All right, that is one of the way to activate and use the area. Of course, just now some of you have mentioned it correctly. Light a candle there, but then you have to do it. Imagine every day you have to light the candle there, so it's quite a tedious thing to do. But okay, when you need help, you have to do it, right? So at least for 2 weeks, but of course it will be only effective if you do it on a good day. But other than that, okay, use it. Just use the area. All right. Some of them put purifier, yes. And northeast area is the entrance, Chloe. Yes. If northeast is your entrance, then very good. Automatically it is activated. You don't have to do anything because by moving in and out of the house daily, so the area is activated. So the chi is activated, energy flow. When we say activate the area, actually it means activate the energy, the chi flow that we want to use it. So by entrance, by so-called default as an entrance is automatically activated, which is very good. That's why some of my clients do not be alarmed if recently maybe I did not text you to ask you to do any activation, for example, because some of your main entrance itself or certain area, I know it is already automatically so-called activated. Therefore, you do not need to do anything extra. If, for example, your main entrance is in the northeast, it is automatically activated. So it's good news. All right. So what if we have a lamp there? Normal lamp, it doesn't really carry any weight at all. But if it's a short lamp, it may carry a little bit of weight better than the normal lamp. Normal lamp actually no effect at all. Should I open my backyard door? Is at the northeast. I do. Okay, if it's a backyard door, you can open it. Yes, so that chi flow is better than so-called closing it, but still not as good as entrance, because entrance you move in and out. By the so-called movement in and out itself, it is activated more. By just opening the door, it's better than none, all right? But of course, the movement, you wait for the qi to flow in and out naturally. So it is not as powerful as an entrance. So just now we are talking about northeast area. That is the noble sector area, all right? And in terms of feng shui, this is what I'm talking about, feng shui, okay? Because we are talking about the annual feng shui here, because I do not know, okay, your house feng shui chart itself, unless they are my clients. That's why sometimes I get them to only do the activation for 2 weeks, because if it's longer than that, sometimes there may be side effect. What type of side effects? It depends, case to case basis, is hard to say, very much depending on your own property. For example, there is a year, all right? Talking about my personal experience, all right? Other people, so if it's other people, it's not good to share, but this is my own personal experience. I don't mind to share it with you. So has to be careful. Sometimes when you go for annual talk, you get this type of tips. So that's why if you use it for long term, there may be side effect. Short term, okay, for 2 weeks, sometimes it's just for a very quick so-called a booster. All right. Side effect could be, for example, last time my house, when I first learned feng shui many years ago. All right, more than 10 years ago, definitely. When I first learned feng shui, okay, I know, okay, this sector is very good this year. So-called is a prosperous luck area. Okay, I do make money. I use that area actively. I do make money from my stock investment. But you know what's the side effect? Okay, the side effect is, okay, I actually get into legal cases as well. Of course, I won the case, all right. But of course, it's a lot of hassle. You have to go to court and all that. You also have to spend a little bit of money. But I won the case, all right. So those are some of the side effects. All right. That's why sometimes when friends ask me for tips, it's not that I hesitate to share, but I have to put a disclaimer. See, like this kind of annual, short-term booster is good. Long-term, again, they may be side effect. Okay, I mentioned the one powerful, correct? The title of it is how to activate and attract powerful people to help you. The general helpful people, it is in the whole of Northeast. But the most powerful sector so happened this year falls into the Northeast one. This one is a little more advanced level, high-end level. Those who can follow. If you are a little bit dizzy already, never mind. Just stick to Northeast. Now, Northeast actually so-called divided into 3 sectors. Imagine there's one whole area. You divided it into 3 smaller parts. All right. One part of it, the first part of it, which nearest to north, right? Northeast is between north and east. If you remember your compass, can you follow? Getting a bit complicated. Advanced theory now, okay? If you can follow, never mind. You can follow. Cannot, then just as listening to story, okay? It's like that. Okay, the most powerful sector will be actually Northeast 1. Compared to 1, 2, 3, right? Northeast 1, which is nearest to the north sector. That's why I will only tip off my existing feng shui client on this type of activation, which is most powerful and can get the result within a week, because I have done the measurement for them at their house using the professional feng shui, all right, the lopang, the compass. So it is definitely very accurate to the degree. All right, so I know I have the house plan, so I actually mark for them which area for them to do the activation. That's why the case just now I mentioned, the story that I shared, in less than a week, he get this result. The house was rented out even in that condition. So this is how powerful this is, feng shui, real life cases. I'm sure there are a few other cases. Some of you are here, all right? Maybe you have advantages, smaller classes, then it's more personal. I can share more detail, all right? But now I think you will get a little bit lost if I continue to dwell into that, all right? So just now coming back to the Northeast 1, okay, it will be a little dangerous to do it yourself. Why? Not only, firstly, is because, yes, the measurement that you take with your handphone may not be that accurate. And also, most importantly, this year, the North sector, which is very close to, just now I mentioned, the Northeast 1, all right? it is very, very close, just next door neighbor. I say if you do not use the floor plan and the measurement correctly, sometimes with your naked eyes, so you may actually get into the wrong area. So it's dangerous because this year the north area actually is a dangerous area, which we call Grand Duke area, Thai Soy, which we call, all right, if you some of you may know Thai Soy, okay, so this year. So if you accidentally activated the Grand Duke, is definitely not a good thing, all right? So instead of becoming good, it can become bad. So there's no margin for error. That's why it has to be very, very careful, all right? So for amateur, I would not encourage you to activate the northeast one, the powerful one. But for the clients, some of my clients who have did it, I'm sure you have the result already. For those who haven't done it, who's lazy to do it, all right, then it's just too bad. So it actually, to be effective, the date when to do it is very important as well. For you who missed the fun part, the story part, the interesting part, later on you can watch it again. It's on Facebook. The advantage, the good part of it is, all right, I don't have to repeat myself. You all can replay it and watch it, all right? Okay, the next thing is, okay, a little bit elaborate about how we define helpful people here, all right? Sometimes when you activate the helpful people, and say the side effect, because it overlap with your own personal house chart, all right? Helpful people, some of it nice one. For example, all right, like just now I mentioned that case, that is a nice one, all right? Some may be a nasty one. Also, okay, nasty one, how? What do you mean by that? Nasty one, it could be, is a real case, okay, whereby from a client that I heard, like, he actually was a graduate from a local university. His spoken English is not very good. So the boss actually told him, I do not understand how can you graduate, you know, such lousy in your English, that's the word. Because very Chinese educated, all right, can't even speak proper English in a sentence without any grammatical error at all. So because of this, he feel insulted when the boss say like that, fire him up. That makes him so-called have the courage to improve. That actually make him improve his English. By hook or by crook, he definitely want to improve himself to prove the boss wrong, that his English is not that bad. You know, he local graduate also, he can speak very good English. So he enrolled himself into certain courses to brush up his English. And at the graduation day of his course, in fact, he was sharing with us that, okay, my boss was saying that, wow, nowadays I must say that your English has improved a lot. It is so different from when I first met you. So this is also considered a helpful person. Some, I say nasty one, all right? So helpful person doesn't mean every time they're holding your hand. But of course, it's good to have that, all right? And when do we have that? All right, later I'll go into it, the second, the profile way, all right? So if you have that in your profile way, there will be a so-called nice, helpful people. So when we use feng shui, sometimes the helpful people could be so-called have a little bit of side effect in that nature, especially if you do not know your house chart sector. So 1 and 2 and 3, yes. So 1, I say, is the most powerful. 2 and 3 is okay. I say general, but it's not so so-called powerful, but you can still use the area, all right? Okay, how to have a permanent helpful people using feng shui? I say it can be, okay, just now I mentioned the yearly one, the year chart. Northeast is the year, remember, okay? That means it's good only for this year until February the 3rd. So the next year, the luck actually changes on every February the 4th. We call it Li Chun, all right? Okay, February the 4th, the new year actually starts, not Chinese New Year. Every beginning of a new year actually starts on the February of 4th, according to the so-called Chinese calendar, all right, not the Chinese New Year, all right. So this northeast is good until February the 3rd, all right, take note of that. So how about the permanent helpful people using feng shui? Okay, it can be, there's 2 ways to do it: individual property feng shui, and of course for my clients, okay, some of them which most of my clients I have actually activated for them. They do not know it most of the time because I do not explain in detail. Just like, okay, if I were to explain everything in detail, there's no end to it. So my consult will not finish in a few hours. It will take a few days. All right. Just like you buying a cheesecake. All right, they will just give you the cake. They won't give you the recipe unless you go for a baking or cooking class. They will give you the recipe. All right, so it's a little bit difficult to explain behind it, but not to worry. My Feng Shui client, if you are watching, I think some of you are here. I have automatically activated for you by ways of getting you to use some of the area actively. All right, so end up most of the time they have the helpful people, and I become their helpful people. Is it good? Nice, right? So you don't have to do anything automatically. It is activated for most of my Feng Shui clients. All right. So this is a permanent activation. That means they don't have to be bothered every year where to look for and to do the movement. All right. That is the advantage. Okay. Now the second Feng Shui activation on noble people, on helpful people. So I am almost done. So another method to activate the Feng Shui. Okay. So how? If you are born with helpful people, some of the luckier ones, some of my clients, when I do the destiny analysis for them, that is not so much on profiling. When I do consult for my clients, most of the time it's a combination. I do a profiling and I do the destiny analysis as well, because people are used to the conventional way. So I still have to tip them off, tell them the overall luck, the 10 years, the annual luck. And of course, besides that, I do the profiling also, telling them what's the strength, their weakness, and all that. All right. So for some of these clients, they are some of the luckier people. They have this helpful people luck in the chart. That means they're born with it. These are the lucky ones. How lucky are they? They're surrounded by helpful people. For example, real cases, they will just meet someone, all right, who have a very good business model that is money making, and invite them to be business partner. So automatically somebody sharing profit with you, sharing business with you, you just follow. You don't have to even think about anything. All right, don't have to be creative, how to come up with the business, all that. You just follow. All right, somebody have already a very successful business model. You just do your part around to help out, and you get a good share of the profit by becoming a partner. All right, so this is what we call noble people luck. All right, so born with it. Some people born with it, they are lucky in that sense. So these are the few luckier one. Okay, so for them, these people, they do not have to do anything. They don't even have to actively go and look for these helpful people to help them. They don't have to do any activation with Feng Shui. So they are naturally lucky in a sense. At any time they need help also, they will bump into people that are able suddenly to help them get out of any trouble. Or even without trouble also, they will bump into people who are able to elevate them, help them, move them up to the next level. Let's continue. How about for some people who do not, so-called, are not born with this helpful people luck? So what to do? Okay, well, you can still make use of it if you know case-to-case basis. Then you have to actually more actively look for the helpful people and know where to look for them. So everyone differs, okay? That very much on their profile. If you are not born with that, it takes a lot more work, a lot more effort. Just like some people are not born without a lot of resources, they have to actively go and look for it. So it's actually the same concept, all right? They are not so lucky as compared to the first category of people, but you can do it. You are able to get help also. How to look for the helpful people and where to find them. Thank you. More people interested to learn. Most powerful thing, okay, the most effective one for these helpful people, luck to be activated, is using both Feng Shui combined with your own unique profile. All right. So that it is what we call a personalized Feng Shui. That one it is definitely most powerful. All right. Those that are not born with it, but that is what we call, we create it. We can create by using Feng Shui. If you're not born with it, if your Feng Shui is not conducive, you have to put in a lot of effort to look for one person just to help you in times of need. Okay, so what we can do to improve this luck is have a combination. The Feng Shui is done to activate this helpful people luck based on your own personal profile. A combination of this is definitely very, very powerful.